The horned beast of Bahia, Brazil. During the hot summer months in the state of Bahia, located in the country of Brazil, it is not uncommon for a large influx of American tourists to make use of the coastal towns as a summer getaway vacation area. It was during these pristine tourism months that a mysterious image emerged from the area of Bahia, Brazil, of what could only be described as a demonic-looking humanoid horned beast that can be seen in crystal clarity to be bathing in a muddy river surrounded by dense mangrove trees while carrying what appears to be a young human dangling in its arms. Although there is little reliable information surrounding the image circulating across the internet, countless sources cite that the image was taken by a young female American tourist believed to be only 15 years old, of whom saw the strange creature and took a quick photo before fleeing the region. Given the incredible clarity of the image, many believed that if the photo is faked, it would have to have been via the use of practical effects or a misidentification on the part of the young girl who took the picture. Some have tried to explain away the photograph, claiming that the creature seen in the image is nothing more than a clam fisherman, as the area is commonly known for clam fishing, with many clam fishermen using secluded areas as their own personal hotspots. However, the image shows a man completely covered in mud from head to toe, with his mouth, eyes and skin completely grey in colour, with no inch of pinkish flesh or human features. The horns on the creature have been dismissed as nothing more than possible mud-crusted hair that was pointing in different directions. However, the image clearly shows the creature to have a bald, dome-like head with sharp protrusions from the side, with no other clumping of hair visible. Every skeptic explanation also fails to address what appears to be the body of a limp child dangling from the creature's arms. Continued sightings have been made over the years surrounding the Bahia horned beast, leaving many to wonder if the dense forestry and unclaimed natural land hides a dark and sinister entity, taking advantage of the countless number of people who go missing every year. No further evidence has been gathered surrounding the creature. Thylacine caught on trail camera. The thylacine, also known as the Tasmanian tiger, has long been considered extinct, with the last confirmed sighting occurring in the 1930s. This marsupial carnivore, native to Tasmania, mainland Australia and New Guinea, was a unique creature, resembling a cross between a wolf and a large cat, with distinctive stripes on its back. Despite its declared extinction, reports of thylacine sightings have persisted over the decades, fueling speculation that this elusive animal may still roam the remote wilderness of Australia. In recent years, a trail camera in the Australian outback reportedly captured images of a creature that many believe could be a thylacine, reigniting hope and controversy in equal measure. In recent years, the possibility that the thylacine may still exist has captured the imagination of both the public and the scientific community. Despite being officially declared extinct, sporadic reports of thylacine sightings have continued to emerge, primarily from remote areas of Tasmania and mainland Australia. These sightings are often dismissed as misidentifications of other animals, such as wild dogs or foxes, but the allure of discovering a living thylacine has kept the legend alive. The recent trail camera sighting, which occurred in a remote region of Australia, has sparked renewed interest and debate. The trail camera, set up by a local wildlife enthusiast to monitor native species, captured several images of a large, striped animal moving through the underbrush. The creature in the photographs has a striking resemblance to the thylacine, with its elongated body, distinctive stripes, and stiff, straight tail. Unlike other native Australian animals, such as the dingo or fox, this animal's posture and markings align closely with historical descriptions and images of the thylacine. The images quickly spread across social media and news outlets, with many speculating that this could be definitive proof that the thylacine has survived in the wild, hidden from human detection for nearly a century. Cryptozoologists, conservationists, and wildlife experts have weighed in, with opinions ranging from cautious optimism to outright skepticism. Some experts suggest that the images could indeed depict a thylacine, while others argue that the animal is more likely a fox or dog with unusual markings. The trail camera sighting has reignited a long-standing debate about the possibility of the thylacine's survival. Supporters of the idea argue that the remote and rugged terrain of Tasmania and parts of mainland Australia could easily harbour a small population of thylacines, allowing them to avoid human contact for decades. They point to the persistence of sightings, the discovery of preserved thylacine remains, and now the trail camera images as evidence that the species might not be extinct after all. Critics, however, caution against jumping to conclusions based on blurry or ambiguous photographs. They point out that many reported thylacine sightings have been debunked or attributed to other animals. If the trail camera images do indeed show a living thylacine, the implications would be profound. The rediscovery of the thylacine would be one of the most significant conservation stories of the century, offering hope for other species thought to be extinct. It would prompt a re-evaluation of the thylacine's habitat and lead to efforts to protect and study any surviving population. For Tasmania and Australia as a whole, the return of the thylacine would also carry cultural significance. The thylacine is an iconic symbol of Tasmania, representing both the island's unique wildlife and the tragic consequences of human impact on the environment. Its rediscovery would challenge the narrative of loss and extinction, offering a second chance to protect and preserve this remarkable species. Dogman caught on trail camera. In the quiet, rural landscapes of Indiana, a local man set up a trail camera to monitor wildlife on his property. The camera was intended to capture images of deer, raccoons, or perhaps the occasional coyote, but what it recorded one fateful night in the dense woods would become a source of fear, fascination, and debate. The man's trail camera captured an image of what appeared to be a humanoid dog-like creature, something that defied all conventional explanations and raised the chilling possibility that the legends of the Dogman, a creature long spoken of in whispers and campfire tales, might be more than just myth. The Dogman, a cryptid that has been part of American folklore for decades, is often described as a large bipedal creature with the body of a man and the head of a dog or wolf. The man who captured the image on his trail camera was a lifelong resident of Indiana, well acquainted with the local wildlife and the rhythms of nature in the area. He had placed the camera on his property, deep in the woods, to monitor deer activity during the night. The camera, triggered by motion, was set to take a series of photos whenever something moved in front of its lens. For weeks, the images were typical: deer, raccoons, the occasional coyote. But then came the night when the camera recorded something entirely unexpected. The image, taken just after midnight, showed a large, upright figure moving through the trees. At first glance, it appeared to be a man, but on closer inspection, the figure's elongated limbs, posture, and distinctly canine head became apparent. The creature stood on two legs, its body covered in what looked like fur, and its eyes glowed in the darkness, reflecting the camera's infrared flash. The figure's proportions were unnatural, too tall and too thin to be human, yet unmistakably humanoid in its form. When the man reviewed the images the next morning, he was both shocked and terrified by what he saw. Unsure of what to do, he initially kept the photos to himself, fearing ridicule or disbelief if he shared them with others. However, the unsettling nature of the image weighed on him, and after a few days, he decided to post the photo to a local social media page, hoping to get some answers, or at least see if anyone else had encountered something similar. The reaction was immediate and intense. The photo quickly spread beyond the local community, capturing the attention of cryptid enthusiasts, paranormal investigators, and curious onlookers from across the country. Some users expressed disbelief, insisting the image had to be a hoax or a case of mistaken identity, perhaps a person in a costume or a large, unusually shaped animal distorted by the camera's angle. Others, however, believed the photo was genuine and saw it as evidence that the Dogman, a creature long considered to be a myth, might actually exist. The debate over the authenticity of the Dogman photo quickly divided those who saw it. Skeptics argued that the image was either an elaborate hoax or the result of a misidentification. They pointed out that trail cameras, while useful for capturing wildlife, can sometimes produce distorted images, especially when capturing something moving quickly in low light. A person wearing a costume, or even a large animal like a bear standing on its hind legs, could easily be mistaken for something more sinister in the right conditions. However, for those who believe in the existence of cryptids, the photo was a powerful piece of evidence supporting the idea that creatures like the Dogman could be real. They pointed to the consistency of Dogman sightings across the Midwest, with similar descriptions of a large bipedal creature with a canine head appearing in reports from Michigan, Wisconsin, and now Indiana. For these believers, the image was not just a trick of the light or a case of mistaken identity. It was a rare glimpse of a creature that has managed to elude capture and remain hidden in the shadows for centuries. The Calipiluit. Inuit mythology, rich with tales that reflect the harsh and unforgiving Arctic environment, is filled with creatures and beings that embody the fears, lessons, and values of this ancient culture. Among these, the Calipiluk, or Calipiluit, stands out as one of the most mysterious and terrifying figures. These marine creatures, often described as having scaly and bumpy skin similar to that of a sculpin, are believed to inhabit the icy waters surrounding the Arctic regions. Known for their ugliness and their foul stench of sulfur, the creatures are feared not only for their appearance, but for the danger they pose to those who wander too close to the water's edge, particularly children. The Calipiluit are often depicted as grotesque humanoid beings with features that seem to blend those of humans and fish. Their scaly, bumpy skin is reminiscent of the Arctic sculpin, a fish commonly found in the cold waters of the region. This rough, uninviting texture of their skin adds to their fearsome reputation, as does their distinctly unpleasant odor, which is said to reek of sulfur. The stench is so strong that it is believed to be a warning sign of their presence, a foul smell that precedes their arrival and sends shivers down the spine of anyone who catches a whiff of it. These creatures are also described as having long, sharp claws and teeth, further emphasizing their predatory nature. Their eyes are often said to glow with an eerie light, capable of seeing through the dark, murky waters in which they dwell. Despite their fearsome appearance, the creatures are not merely mindless monsters. They are cunning and intelligent, using their wits to lure unsuspecting victims into the water. In Inuit mythology, the Calipiluit are often viewed as guardians of the sea, creatures that serve to protect the waters from those who would disrespect or harm them. They are said to dwell beneath the ice, emerging only when someone ventures too close to the water. According to legend, the Calipiluit wait patiently for the opportunity to snatch people and drag them into the depths, never to be seen again. This aspect of the Calipiluit legend serves as a cautionary tale, warning children and adults alike to be mindful of their surroundings and to respect the dangerous power of the sea. The icy waters of the Arctic are treacherous, and the Calipiluit are a personification of the perils that lie beneath the surface. By teaching children to fear the Calipiluit, Inuit parents impart important lessons about safety and survival in a harsh environment where one misstep can mean the end of your life. The legend of the Calipiluit has endured for centuries, passed down through oral traditions from one generation to the next. While the specific details of the myth may vary from one Inuit community to another, the core elements of the Calipiluit story remain consistent. They are fearsome, predatory creatures that dwell in the cold, dark waters of the Arctic, and they serve as a reminder of the dangers that lurk beneath the ice. In modern times, the Calipiluit continues to capture the imagination, not only of the Inuit people, but of those who are drawn to the rich tapestry of Arctic mythology. The mystery of the Kappa. In Japanese folklore, the Kappa stands out as one of the most intriguing and multifaceted creatures. These water-dwelling beings are often depicted as small, roughly humanoid in form, and about the size of a small adult. The Kappa's scaly skin ranges in color from green to yellow or blue, and they are characterized by their ape-like faces, scraggly green hair, and an unusual feature, a small dish-like depression on the top of their heads, which holds water and is said to be the source of their power. The Kappa is a creature of contrasts, embodying both mischief and malevolence, but also wisdom and the ability to form bonds with humans. Kappa are typically described as being about the size of a small adult, with a build that is both humanoid and slightly amphibious. Their skin, often likened to that of a frog, is scaly and can vary in color, ranging from green to yellow or blue, depending on the story or the region in which the tale is told. This coloration allows the Kappa to blend into the water and vegetation of the rivers, ponds, and marshes where they are said to dwell. One of the most distinctive features of the Kappa is their face, which is described as being ape-like, with a beak-like mouth and wide, expressive eyes. This combination of human and animal traits gives the Kappa an unsettling appearance, straddling the line between the familiar and the alien. The Kappa's hair is often depicted as scraggly and green, further emphasizing their connection to the natural, watery environments they inhabit. However, the most unique and important feature of the Kappa is the dish-like depression on the top of their heads, which is filled with water. This water is believed to be the source of the Kappa's strength and power, and if the water is spilled, the Kappa is rendered weak or even incapacitated. This vulnerability is a key aspect of many Kappa legends, as it provides a way for humans to outsmart or defeat the creature. Kappa are often portrayed as mischievous tricksters, prone to causing trouble for humans. They are known for playing pranks, such as pulling people into the water, stealing crops, or harassing livestock. These pranks can range from the relatively harmless to the dangerous, depending on the Kappa's mood and the situation. Kappa are also notorious for their obsession with cucumbers, which are said to be their favorite food. In some tales, villagers would toss cucumbers into the water to appease the Kappa and prevent them from causing mischief. Despite their small size, Kappa are incredibly strong and can easily overpower a human, especially if they manage to drag their victim into the water. They are particularly dangerous to children, whom they are said to drown or devour. Some stories even depict Kappa as malevolent beings who attack and take out those who venture too close to their watery homes. In these tales, the Kappa is a creature to be feared, a reminder of the dangers that lurk in the natural world. In addition to their mischievous behavior, Kappa also has a darker side. They are sometimes described as bloodthirsty creatures who seek out humans to satisfy their gruesome appetites. One of the most infamous aspects of the Kappa's behavior is their supposed desire to extract an from their victims. This organ is believed to be a source of great power or nourishment for the Kappa. However, not all interactions with Kappa are negative. In some stories, Kappa are portrayed as creatures of honor who, if treated with respect, can be persuaded to help humans. For example, it is said that if one bows to a Kappa, the creature will feel compelled to bow in return. This act would cause the water in the Kappa's head to spill, rendering it powerless and allowing the human to escape or bargain with the creature. In some cases, Kappa have even been known to form friendships with humans, offering their wisdom or assistance in exchange for kindness or offerings of food. The mysterious beast of bears creature. In the vast, untamed landscapes of southern Texas, Florida, Virginia, and possibly even Arkansas, stories have long circulated about a fearsome creature known as the beast of bears. This cryptid, said to resemble a large bear with numerous scars and patches of missing fur, has captured the imaginations of locals and cryptozoologists alike. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, reports of encounters with this mysterious beast persist, fueling speculation and intrigue about what might be lurking in the forests and swamps of the American South. The beast of bears is typically described as a creature that closely resembles a bear, but with some notable and unsettling differences. Witnesses report that the beast is covered in scars, suggesting that it has been involved in numerous battles or has suffered significant injuries over time. These scars, combined with patches of fur loss, give the creature a ragged, almost ghostly appearance, as though it is a survivor of countless struggles in the wild. The beast is said to be of considerable size, often described as larger than a typical black bear, with a muscular build that emphasizes its physical strength. Its fur, where it remains intact, is usually depicted as dark and coarse, further contributing to its intimidating presence. The combination of its scarred body, missing fur, and overall rugged appearance gives the beast of bears an aura of menace, making it a creature that inspires both fear and fascination. Witnesses have also reported that the beast moves with surprising agility for its size, often appearing suddenly before vanishing into the underbrush with uncanny speed. Its eyes are sometimes described as glowing or reflecting light in an eerie manner, adding to the sense that this is no ordinary animal, but rather a creature of mystery and perhaps even the supernatural. Southern Texas, with its vast wilderness areas and dense thickets, is one of the primary regions where sightings of the beast of bears have been reported. Local hunters, ranchers, and campers have shared stories of encountering the creature, often describing how it emerged from the shadows, only to disappear just as quickly. In some accounts, the beast is seen foraging or moving through the brush, while in others, It is reported to have exhibited aggressive behavior, such as charging at intruders or emitting terrifying growls that echo through the night. The Texas landscape, with its mix of arid plains, forests, and river valleys, provides an ideal setting for such a cryptid to remain hidden, only occasionally crossing paths with humans. Some believe that the beast of bears is a reclusive creature, avoiding human contact as much as possible, which could explain why sightings are relatively rare and often fleeting. In Florida, the legend of the beast of bears takes on a slightly different character. The state's extensive swamps and wilderness areas, particularly in the Everglades and the forests of northern Florida, are home to a wide variety of wildlife, including bears. It is in these dense, murky environments that the beast of bears is said to dwell. Sightings in Florida often emphasize the creature's elusive nature, with reports of it moving silently through the swamps, leaving behind only large, unusual tracks as evidence of its presence. The idea of a large, scarred beast lurking in the Florida swamps fits well with the state's history of cryptid legends, including the skunk ape, a big foot-like creature that has been reported in the region for decades. The beast of bears is often considered a relative or counterpart to the skunk ape, adding another layer of mystery to the Florida wilderness. Virginia, with its rolling hills and thick forests, is another area where the beast of bears has reportedly been seen. Here, the creature is sometimes associated with the region's history of wilderness exploration and settlement, with stories suggesting that it has roamed these lands for centuries, long before European settlers arrived. Some believe that the beast of bears might be a remnant of a larger population of similar creatures that once inhabited the region, now reduced to just a few elusive survivors. In Arkansas, where the creature's presence is less well documented, the beast of bears is still part of local folklore, with occasional reports of a mysterious bear-like creature seen in the Ozark Mountains or other remote areas. The idea that the beast of bears could inhabit such a wide range of habitats, from the swamps of Florida to the forests of Virginia, suggests that it is a highly adaptable creature, capable of surviving in various environments across the southeastern United States. One theory about the beast of bears is that it could be a relic from a bygone era, a species that has managed to survive in isolated pockets of the American South. This idea is rooted in the possibility that the creature could be a descendant of prehistoric bears or other large mammals that once roamed North America. While most of these species went extinct thousands of years ago, some cryptozoologists speculate that a few individuals might have survived in remote areas, evolving into the creature known as the beast of bears. Another explanation for the beast of bears is that it is simply a case of misidentification. Bears, particularly those that have been injured or suffer from diseases like mange, can develop scars and lose patches of fur, giving them an unusual and frightening appearance. In the dim light of early morning or dusk, a bear in this condition might be mistaken for something far more sinister. This theory suggests that the legend of the beast of bears is based on sightings of real animals, albeit animals that are in poor health or unusual circumstances. As of right now, the beast of bears is a cryptid that embodies the fascination and fear of the unknown that has always been a part of human experience. The reports of a large, scarred and ragged creature roaming the wilds of southern Texas, Florida, Virginia, and beyond serve as a reminder that there are still mysteries in our world, waiting to be explored and understood. The Bermuda Beast. The Bermuda Triangle, a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean bounded by points in Bermuda, Florida, and Puerto Rico, has long been shrouded in mystery. Known for the unexplained disappearances of ships, planes, and their crews, the Bermuda Triangle has captured the imagination of researchers, scientists, and storytellers alike. Among the many theories that have emerged to explain these strange occurrences is the legend of the Bermuda Beast, a colossal creature said to inhabit the depths of the triangle, capable of leaping out of the water to catch planes in mid-air, causing them to crash, and perhaps even devouring them. The Bermuda Beast is typically described as an enormous, powerful marine predator, far larger than any known creature of the deep. According to legend, this beast is capable of leaping out of the water with incredible force and agility, snatching planes from the sky as if they were mere insects. Its size is said to be beyond comprehension, dwarfing even the largest known marine animals, such as the blue whale or the colossal squid. The beast is often depicted with a monstrous, serpentine body, covered in scales that glisten ominously in the ocean's depths, and massive jaws filled with rows of razor-sharp teeth. Some versions of the legend suggest that the Bermuda Beast possesses an almost supernatural intelligence, allowing it to anticipate the movements of planes and ships, timing its attacks with precision. The creature's ability to leap from the water and capture flying objects mid-air sets it apart from any known marine life, adding an element of terror and fascination to the legend. The Bermuda Beast is a relatively modern addition to the mythology of the Bermuda Triangle, likely inspired by the region's long-standing association with mysterious disappearances and unexplained phenomena. The idea of a colossal sea monster lurking in the depths of the triangle taps into ancient fears of the unknown and the belief that the ocean harbors creatures beyond our comprehension. Legends of sea monsters have existed for centuries, from the kraken of Norse mythology to the giant serpents of ancient mariners' tales. The Bermuda Beast can be seen as a contemporary extension of these myths, adapted to fit the modern mystery of the Bermuda Triangle. The first accounts of the Bermuda Beast likely emerged in the mid-20th century, coinciding with the height of public interest in the Bermuda Triangle mystery. As more planes and ships disappeared under unexplained circumstances, storytellers and theorists began to speculate about alternative explanations, leading to the creation of the Bermuda Beast as a possible culprit. Over time, the legend has grown, fueled by the lack of definitive answers about the true nature of the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle has been the site of numerous reported disappearances over the years, with the most famous incident being the loss of Flight 19, a squadron of 5 US Navy bombers that vanished during a training mission in 1945. Despite an extensive search, no trace of the planes or their crews was ever found. This event, along with many others, has contributed to the Triangle's reputation as a place where the laws of physics and nature seem to break down, leading to inexplicable losses of life and property. Reports of strange phenomena in the Bermuda Triangle are not limited to disappearances. Pilots and sailors have also described encountering unusual magnetic anomalies, sudden storms, and disorienting fog that suddenly appears and disappears without warning. These accounts have led to a wide range of theories, from underwater methane hydrates causing ships to sink, to disruptions in the Earth's magnetic field, to more speculative ideas involving time warps and alien abductions. The Bermuda Beast legend offers a dramatic and terrifying explanation for the disappearances within the Triangle. If such a creature existed, it would provide a tangible, albeit horrifying, reason for the loss of planes and ships in the area. The idea that a colossal beast could be responsible for pulling aircraft from the sky or dragging ships beneath the waves plays into the human fear of being at the mercy of forces beyond our control. The legend also taps into the long-standing fascination with sea monsters, blending this ancient fear with the modern mystery of the Bermuda Triangle. The legend of the Bermuda Beast, like many cryptid stories, serves as a way for people to explain the unexplainable. In a world where science and technology provide answers to so many of life's questions, the Bermuda Triangle remains one of the few places where mystery still holds sway. The Bermuda Beast embodies the idea that there are still corners of the Earth where the unknown reigns supreme, where human understanding has not yet penetrated. Stories of monsters and mysterious creatures have always been a way for cultures to process fear and uncertainty, to give shape to the anxieties that lie just below the surface of human consciousness. The Bermuda Beast is no different. It represents the fear of the unknown, of being caught in the grip of something far beyond human comprehension or control. The Bermuda Beast, while not as widely known as some other cryptids, has become part of the broader mythology surrounding the Bermuda Triangle. It appears in discussions of the Triangle's mysteries, in speculative fiction, and in the imaginations of those who wonder what might really be causing the disappearances in this notorious region. The beast serves as a symbol of the primal fears that the ocean and the unknown still evoke, even in an age of satellites, submarines, and deep-sea exploration. The Conit. The ocean is a vast, largely unexplored frontier that has fueled countless legends and tales of mysterious creatures lurking beneath its waves. Among these tales is the legend of the Conit, a cryptid from Vietnam that has captured the imagination of both locals and cryptozoologists alike. Described as an enormous oceanic centipede, the Conit is said to inhabit the waters off the southeastern coast of Vietnam. Its body is reportedly segmented with bony plates, and it uses fish-like fins to swim through the deep. The Conit's legend gained particular attention in the 1920s when Dr. A. Krempf, the director of the Oceanographic and Fisheries Service of Indochina, conducted initial research into the creature. The Conit is described as an enormous, centipede-like creature, with a long, segmented body that can reach lengths of up to 60 feet or more, according to some accounts. Each segment of its body is covered in a bony plate, giving it an armored appearance reminiscent of prehistoric creatures. These bony segments are believed to protect the Conit from predators, while also allowing it to move with flexibility and speed in the water. One of the most distinctive features of the Conit is its method of locomotion. Unlike terrestrial centipedes, which rely on their numerous legs to move, the Conit is said to possess fish-like fins along its body. These fins, located between the segments, allow the creature to swim through the ocean with ease, propelling itself forward in a serpentine motion. This combination of centipede-like segmentation and aquatic adaptation makes the Conit a unique and terrifying presence in the waters where it is said to dwell. The legend of the creature has deep roots in Vietnamese folklore, where it is often depicted as a fearsome sea monster capable of sinking boats and devouring sailors. The name Conit itself is derived from the Vietnamese word for centipede, reflecting the creature's distinctive segmented appearance. Stories of the creature have been passed down through generations of fishermen and coastal communities who have long regarded the creature as a formidable force of nature. Maritime tales of the Conit often describe encounters with the creature in the open sea, where it is said to rise from the depths without warning, its massive body undulating through the water. These stories, though varied in their details, consistently portray the Conit as a powerful and dangerous creature, one that should be respected and feared by those who venture into its territory. Dr. A. Krempf's research. Dr. Krempf conducted research and interviewed an eyewitness who allegedly made physical contact with a stranded Conit in 1833. Tran Van Con discovered the initial carcass, which he described as measuring 60 feet in length and 3 feet in width. In 1899, HMS Narcissus was navigating in the vicinity of Cape Falcon, Algeria, when a number of men on board observed what they referred to as a marine creature. The experts approximated its length to be around 135 feet and asserted that the creature had a substantial quantity of fins, which they stated drove it through the water with sufficient velocity to match the ship's speed. The observers scrutinized the creature for around 30 minutes prior to its submergence and subsequent vanishing. In 1883, a group of Vietnamese individuals discovered a beheaded cadaver that had been carried by the waves and deposited on the coast of Hon Gai, Vietnam. The head was absent, however. The body consisted of articulated joints that emitted a resonating sound similar to that of sheet metal when impacted. As to the report, the decomposing body emitted such a strong odor that it had to be hauled away and disposed of in the ocean. As with many cryptids, the existence of the Conit is a subject of debate among scientists and cryptozoologists. Skeptics argue that the creature is likely a misidentification of known marine animals, such as oarfish or giant squid, which can grow to impressive lengths and exhibit unusual behaviors that might be mistaken for those of a giant centipede. The oarfish, in particular, is a long, slender fish that can reach lengths of up to 36 feet and is known for its undulating swimming motion, which could easily be mistaken for a segmented, finned creature like the Conit. Another possibility is that the Conit legend is based on encounters with marine invertebrates that are not yet fully understood by science. The deep ocean is home to many strange and unusual creatures, some of which have only been discovered in recent years. It is conceivable that a previously unknown species of marine arthropod, or a distant relative of the Eurypterids, could inhabit the waters of Southeast Asia, contributing to the legend of the Conit. Regardless of the scientific explanations, the Conit remains a powerful symbol in Vietnamese culture and folklore. Like many cryptids, the Conit serves as a reminder of the mysteries that still exist in the natural world, particularly in the vast and largely unexplored oceans. The creature's fearsome reputation and the stories that surround it reflect the deep respect and awe that coastal communities have for the sea, which has both sustained and threatened their way of life for centuries. The Conit also embodies the human fascination with the unknown and the desire to explore the boundaries of knowledge. The legend of the Conit challenges us to consider the possibility that there are still creatures lurking in the depths that have yet to be discovered, and that the natural world is far more complex and wondrous than we can imagine. The Conit remains one of the more enigmatic cryptids in the field of cryptozoology, with its existence still unproven and its true nature a subject of speculation. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the legend of the Conit continues to captivate the imagination of those who hear it, inspiring curiosity and wonder about what might be hiding in the deep waters off the coast of Vietnam. The research conducted by Dr. A. Krempf in the 1920s helped to bring the Conit into the realm of scientific inquiry, highlighting the importance of keeping an open mind when it comes to the unexplained. While the Conit may never be conclusively proven to exist, the legend serves as a reminder of the mysteries that still await discovery in the natural world. The mysterious organism 46b. Organism 46b is said to inhabit Lake Vostok, which is situated at a depth of almost 700 feet beneath the glacial surface of the ice in its shallowest section and around 2,600 feet at its deepest region. At this particular depth, the ice from the Antarctic glaciers experiences sufficient pressure to undergo melting and give rise to profound lakes. Organism 46b dwells within Lake Vostok, one of these deep lakes. An allegedly leaked paper pertaining to the initial endeavors conducted by Russian researchers on February 5, 2012, during their drilling expedition to the lake's surface, mentioned the existence of a species identified as Organism 46b. The report, titled Organism 46b, described a peculiar account by Russian scientists who allegedly came across a colossal squid of immense proportions residing in the lake. According to the report, this creature had the ability to release toxins into the water, compress its body into smaller dimensions, assume unusual shapes, alter its physical colors, and induce a mild form of hypnotism if observed for an extended period of time. Here are quotes from the letter written by a man named Dr. Anton Padalka. We encountered Organism 46b on our first day. It disabled our radio, which we later learned, to our alarm, was intentional. It's also able to paralyze prey from a distance of up to 150 feet by releasing its venom into the water. Tragically, my colleague and lifelong friend was taken out this way. He was treading water, wearing a blissful smile as the organism approached him. It was as if it had hypnotized him telepathically. It shaped itself into the form of a human diver. We thought it was one of my colleagues swimming towards us in scuba gear. By the time the closest scientist had realized what it was, it had grabbed him and torn him to bits. End quote. According to certain versions of the narrative, it is said that one of the creature's tentacles was amputated, but later regained animation and strangled another team member. According to the legend, only a small number of individuals from the expedition survived, and Russian officials apprehended the creature in an effort to conceal the incident. Although Organism 46b possesses extraordinary skills, its reported characteristics closely resemble those of real-world squid and octopus beings. Each capacity attributed to Organism 46b aligns well with the abilities observed in deep-sea cephalopods, which inhabit an environment characterized by comparable conditions of light, pressure, and water quality. This analysis of the possible capacity for telepathic abilities in the creature, as well as a scientific explanation of how this talent could be understood. Comprehending the telepathic capabilities of Organism 46b is a challenging and almost unattainable task, given that the mechanics behind telepathy remain mostly elusive in contemporary times. Nevertheless, it is possible to speculate about the factors that could potentially account for the telepathic skills of certain marine species based on assumptions and available evidence. It is crucial to acknowledge that there is much evidence and scientific research in the field of neuroscience, which aims to decode the seemingly random electrical impulses of neurons into usable information that can be shown or comprehended. In 1999, a research investigation conducted by Dan Yang at the University of California, Berkeley, effectively replicated a cat's visual perception of the real world using raw data obtained from visual neurons. The utilization of poisons derived from Organism 46b appears to be based on actual instances of cephalopods employing minute quantities of deadly toxins in contemporary times. The blue-ringed octopus is a small octopus, approximately the size of a golf ball, that possesses a potent venom capable of causing the death of 26 adult males if injected. The blue-ringed octopus possesses various peculiar talents, including the capacity for jet propulsion. It achieves this by channeling water, enabling it to move significantly faster in the water than other marine species. Organism 46b may potentially exhibit these skills and have the capability to expel poison, similar to an ink sac, in order to immobilize larger species. This is assuming the veracity of the size of the creature. If the assertions regarding Organism 46b are to be accepted as true, the creature possesses the subsequent capabilities that have enabled it to eliminate multiple persons within an exceptionally brief period. The implications of this finding means that if someone could create a technology so sensitive and accurate in picking up electromagnetic fields or electrical stimuli, one could remotely detect these occurrences coming from the human brain and work to gather the data required to translate your thoughts and brain signals into readable information. If we take this theory of data retrieval from the brains of animals via sensing electrical impulses and changes in the electromagnetic field, then there is evidence of evolution granting this ability amongst life here on Earth. Referred to as electroreception, it's a sense that humans do not seem to possess that gives animals the ability to perceive natural electrical stimuli in other forms of life around them. Electroreception on Earth has only been seen to occur almost exclusively in aquatic life or amphibious animals that spend their time in saltwater, since saltwater is a much better natural conductor compared to surrounding air. In fact, this ability is so sensitive that young sharks can recognize the specific characteristics and traits of electrical stimuli amongst predators and hide before the creature even comes within sight. Given the fact that Organism 46b is expected to live its entire life in a completely dark underwater environment, it's possible that the species could have evolved a complex form of electroreception for its survival. Here is a detailed writing surrounding the theoretical ability of hypnotic traits within Organism 46b, and how the ability could be scientifically explained. Squids are one of the very few species in the world that can camouflage and change the pigments of their skin so rapidly that they can make a variety of colors. Additionally, the glass squid species is capable of using bioluminescence in a deep-sea environment to temporarily stun fish and seemingly hypnotize them to be consumed. Given the depth and the lack of light deep within the underground Lake Vostok, it's of a high probability that if large marine animals were to exist within the trapped lake, they would also possess evolutionary abilities to generate bioluminescence. Bioluminescence tied with a squid's ability to alter the color of the pigments of their skin could create seizure-inducing colors and shapes that could temporarily cause an individual to become hypnotized or undergo a seizure if looking directly at the creature. This could explain the hypnotic effects as reported in the leaked documents surrounding the creature. Here is a detailed writing surrounding the theoretical ability of shape-shifting traits within Organism 46b and how the ability could be scientifically explained. Given the lack of bones or large deposits of cartilage within an octopus, the species is capable of squeezing through small openings and shrinking their body size down to impossible sizes. In fact, a 600-pound octopus is capable of pushing its entire body through a hole the size of a quarter. As long as an opening is large enough to allow the creature to fit its beak through, it will travel through the opening with relative ease. It's for this reason that the claim of shape-shifting abilities of Organism 46b are realistic to the species of which it seems to have evolved from. Additionally, a borehole the size of 123 millimeters would have been more than enough of a size to fit its body through if it were to make an attempt to reach the surface of the glacier. The mystery of the Alaskan giant polar bear. The vast and untamed wilderness of Alaska has long been a hotbed of mystery and intrigue, with tales of strange creatures and unexplained phenomena lurking in its remote forests and icy tundra. Among the most intriguing of these mysteries is the legend of the Alaskan giant polar bear, a cryptid said to roam the icy expanses of the last frontier. Described as a massive and fearsome creature, the Alaskan giant polar bear is said to dwarf its more common counterparts, standing at towering heights of up to 15 feet. Its fur is said to be thick and white, providing perfect camouflage against the snow-covered landscape, while its razor-sharp claws and powerful jaws make it a formidable predator. Reports of encounters with the Alaskan giant polar bear date back centuries, with indigenous Alaskan tribes recounting tales of the creature's presence in their folklore and oral traditions. According to these stories, the bear is said to possess supernatural abilities and is revered as a powerful and fearsome guardian of the wilderness. In more recent times, sightings of the Alaskan giant polar bear have been reported by hunters, trappers, and wilderness explorers who claim to have encountered the creature in remote and isolated regions of Alaska. These eyewitness accounts describe the bear as an imposing and awe-inspiring sight, with some witnesses reporting feelings of both fear and wonder in its presence. One of the most famous encounters with the Alaskan giant polar bear occurred in the early 20th century, when a group of gold prospectors stumbled upon a massive bear while exploring the rugged terrain of the Alaskan wilderness. According to their accounts, the bear appeared suddenly out of the mist, its enormous size and ferocious demeanor striking fear into the hearts of the men. Despite their best efforts to defend themselves, the prospectors were no match for the creature's immense strength and were forced to flee for their lives. A woman hailing from Kodiak Island fondly recalls a remarkable incident involving her father, who once encountered and successfully defeated a colossal white bear with hairy paws. The encounter left a lasting impression on her, as she emphasized that this extraordinary bear was unlike any Kodiak bear she had ever seen before, highlighting its unique and awe-inspiring presence in the Alaskan wilderness. The majestic Alaskan giant polar bear, known to roam not only in Alaska, but also spotted in regions like Greenland, Alberta, and Quebec, has captured the attention of many with its elusive presence. Tales of encounters with this Arctic giant have sparked curiosity and awe among witnesses. For instance, a couple's remarkable account involves a rare sighting of a colossal white bear with two heads during their gondola ride amidst the winter landscapes of Alberta. Similarly, in Quebec, an intriguing incident unfolded as a French elderly woman peacefully enjoyed her hot chocolate in a cozy restaurant, only to be startled by the sight of a massive white entity resembling fur swiftly descending a hill. Despite fervent expeditions to verify such sightings, concrete evidence of these extraordinary encounters continues to elude discovery. The huge polar bears observed in the region could potentially represent a lingering group of the Ursus maritimus tyrannus, also referred to as the Pleistocene polar bear. Unlike the contemporary polar bear species, this particular bear species was notably taller by more than 11 inches. Historical records indicate the existence of this ancient bear through the discovery of a partially preserved ulna unearthed along the banks of the Thames River in close proximity to Kew Bridge, London. The History Channel introduced a gripping documentary television series called Missing in Alaska in 2015. This show delves into the mysteries of the Alaskan Triangle, an area where a puzzling phenomenon has unfolded over the past 2 decades. Each year, individuals have inexplicably vanished, believed to be linked to encounters with mythological creatures, mutated beings, cryptids, and various monsters. The disappearances are attributed to a range of theories, including involvement by paranormal or supernatural forces, extraterrestrial or alien entities, as well as being hunted or harmed by entities with ties to Native American or Eskimo folklore, such as demonic beings or ghostly entities.